On Veterans Day weekend, there's nothing surprising about a hero's welcome.
Thanks for serving our country.
But what may strike you on a day like this is that some children are so in tune with the sacrifices of war.
They're keeping our country safe.
Kids just like Cabe.
And giving us freedom.
Cabe is only reminded of the dad he's missing, James Ellis, a first-class petty officer, a father of 4. While he's stationed in Afghanistan, his family soldiers on here at home. School kids in Andrews saluted the men who fought for our flag while time with their families lapsed by.
Everybody appreciates what you've done.
Eventually, they hear from Ellis's kids.
When Dad is gone, I feel very sad.
I'm so proud of him. He is my hero right next to Jesus.
The words any father would love to hear, especially after his 5th deployment. One point draws Cabe's attention. Now it's sinking in. We heard one word. Cabe did not let go for 25 seconds, and that was just their first hug, embracing as if it were their last. James's wife might still be crying.
It might take a couple days.
It's the greatest feeling ever.
I'll come see you.
Here at Andrews High, he used to be a football hero.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
But hero means something very different to him now.
I will never, ever forget this moment.
In the middle of the pep rally that brings America's team together.
I mean, it's the greatest honor of my life to serve my country. All right.
When you look at the motion,
When it comes to kicking, the measure of success is simple.
the perfect kick is one that goes through the uprights. Look at that.
It just might be the most underappreciated play in football.
You know, the athleticism, big thing is leg speed.
The voice of experience.
I can tell you whether it's going to be good, miss to the right or left.
The new assistant coach just might help Irwin go the distance.
Oh!
He told me to get wider on my stance when I do field goals, and it improved it by at least 10-15 yards.
It would be easy to question whether he's even qualified.
Now, that first step with the right foot was long. I cannot physically demonstrate to you what to do. Nice snap.
That's crazy that he knows about kicking, but he is in a wheelchair.
Move your foot in up here when you mark it off.
Blevins has been there,
Just trust me, son.
but hasn't done that.
I was born with cerebral palsy that primarily affects the left side of my body. That was all soccer.
He's never kicked a ball before.
Never played it down, but always in the game.
When I was 4 years old, I loved football. I knew I wanted to make my living in football.
His mother made this scrapbook
Never forget these.
of her son's big dreams come true.
Sports Illustrated, that's stuff I haven't seen in a long time.
It all started when he was an 8th grader. A Virginia high school coach made Doug a graduate assistant, the closest Doug could ever get to playing.
My knowledge of the game exceeded my classmates that were playing.
And that knowledge helped level the playing field, realizing
That if I was going to make it to the NFL, I'd have to have a specialty.
the man who never walked, intent on going pro.
A fine NFL kicker.
The ultimate salesman, he convinced the Jets to hire him as a kicking consultant in '94.
I'm right here.
Eventually hired by Coach Jimmy Johnson of the Miami Dolphins, who hadn't even met his coach. On the first day, Johnson actually thought Blevins was a visitor with special needs. They gave him the royal treatment.
I had a hat and some candy, and then I told him I was Doug Blevins, and he told me I wasn't.
He spent 6 years with the Dolphins
Yeah, he didn't know.
and privately coached some of the best legs in the biz.
I had to demonstrate to you or demonstrate to the athlete that I knew what I was talking about.
Prized pupils include David Akers, who just set the record for most field goals in a season, and Adam Vinatieri, whose game winner in Super Bowl 36 made him a legend.
We had worked on that over and over.
As a guru, earning many nicknames in the kicking game.
Kicking Yoda, the kick whisperer.
Not bad for the guy whose backup plan was stand-up comedy, which speaks to his outlook on what some call a disability.
I would tell stories about my life and funny things that have actually happened to me because it's been real comical, it really has.
Sometimes it's a wonder how he finds that humor.
It's been more of an inconvenience in my life than anything else. I've overcome it.
As Blevins rolls in, with each set of players, there's a different set of skepticism, hoping players understand the privilege of just kicking a ball.
I still regret that I won't know what that feels like. Y'all never experienced that. But you can't, you know, dwell on that.
It makes me think about a lot of things that I have that I can do that I bet you he wishes he could do.
Hey, Brian, you got a good leg. When you do that, all your power goes.
Doug wasn't a natural-born kicker.
You're not going to miss it because your leg comes around that way.
All right.
Trust it.
But as a coach, he lives vicariously through his players.
I mean, if somebody in a wheelchair can make it to the NFL.
Yeah, I can live with that, Tyler.
In his own way, splitting the uprights.
Great job, because who would believe it?
At Irwin, John Lee, News 13.
Sad day in the world of bluegrass music, it is.
So many players in mourning, influenced by the greats.
He defined an American music.
When it comes to admirers of the late Earl Scruggs, Mark Pruitt is among the pickers of the bunch. But we could only stay somber for so long.
There's nothing sad about the way a banjo sounds.
You may know the Grammy-winning player from the band Balsam Range. He first met the legend at Kenton Junior High when he was just 15, and he became a mentor over the years. Pruitt even visited Earl's house with bluegrass singer Jimmy Martin, together at the table.
He said, "That's Earl Scruggs, right there, that's him." I said, "I know."
And 4 years ago, Scruggs shared a secret.
I said, "Earl, I wonder if you'd mind to show me how you did that little lick in Pike County Breakdown." He said, "Why, I don't mind at all."
Scruggs' legacy had kind of snuck up on us in the form of a complete stranger, a music lover who literally came out of nowhere, put down his bucket, and did a happy dance on a sad day. Somehow so fitting.
Earl Scruggs brought many people together through the love of the music that he helped create.
Not too many people in history single-handedly shape how music is made, and few instruments will reel in a fisherman quite like this. Scruggs' days on Earth were numbered, but clearly the magic of the music, the pickin', still has him grinning. In Haywood County, John Lee, News 13.
Whatever makes you feel like opening up.
Just a night at the Improv. But no punchlines.
There is an immense buzz and excitement.
The tension comes with the crowd, where Jonas Gerard is the main event.
Welcome, everybody. I make it public so people can see and witness what the creative process looks like.
Music cranked up as the drama unfolds live with a little lunacy.
I'm slightly insane. Maybe more than slightly.
Showing his audience an abstract way of seeing art and life.
Oh my God! I can't believe what I'm feeling.
No pressure when he considers the big picture, perspective that only comes from his private collection.
You like the shot of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's one of me painting.
He's usually so open, now searching in a corner where our camera is not allowed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What he's looking for.
Oh, this one?
That's it.
Okay.
Healing from the cancer.
Never intended for a gallery. We now see the portraits painted during the fight of his life.
This is what I looked like when my hair was growing back. Not a bad looking kid, you know?
Throat cancer threatened his life and his speaking voice.
It's very breathy. It's what I've got.
But his inner voice was stronger than ever. Doctors recommended a complete laryngectomy, forcing him to breathe through a hole in his neck.
And when I heard that, I said to the doctor, "Thank you very much, have a good day." And I walked out.
He'll be the first to tell you that back then, not a pretty picture. That's when Jonas wrote his own prescription for pink.
The pink is inner healing energy, light, God. I actually painted the cancer disappearing. Slowly but surely, the black started to dissolve.
Doctors recommended a year of radiation treatment. He did just 1 month. Jonas believes by visualizing his disease, he artfully dodged a bullet.
I love the cancer. I put love into it, and the cancer said, "Okay, I surrender." And it disappeared.
Wow.
That's what I said. Wow, it actually worked.
This is a more recent self-portrait. Of course, forsaking modern medicine for modern art wouldn't be the answer for everyone.
There's more ways than one to approach curing cancer.
But he says we shouldn't ignore the creative force behind his recovery.
If you think abundance, if you think fearlessness, if you think joy, that's bound to happen.
By watching him in his element, he hopes the audience understands the freedom of living without a net.
You'll sprout wings, and you're okay, but there's no guarantee.
Art is often sold to the highest bidder. But some is so deeply personal, it will never change hands.
I'd do it if it was me. 75, now 600.
Because after all, how do you put a value on the picture of health?
When dealing with uncertainty, all the possibilities come to you.
Eastwood's latest performance gives rise to a new trend that's hit social media.
Yeah, News 13's John Lee takes us Eastwooding in downtown Asheville.
Let's face it, it's not exactly a fixture in American politics, but at the Republican National Convention,
commentators and stuff, they were like speechless.
An empty chair became the outlet for frustration with the White House. It's the simple seat.
What he done with the chair last night?
That now gives legs to split reviews on the day after.
Clint Eastwood was talking to the empty chair pretending Obama was in it.
It was kind of like this.
Obama, you promised to get us back up on our feet, and you have not done what you promised. You lied to us.
I'm picturing Obama, and you ain't changed nothing.
Hope that someone hears right. Message in our bottle.
The chat with a chair, now a hot topic on the table.
So now people are on YouTube and like on Twitter and stuff, and what are they calling it? Eastwooding? Or wooding? Or Eastwooding or something like that?
In fact, some even pictured it as a Hollywood icon.
Gee, nice to meet you, Clint.
But not everyone's giving props.
He needs to go back making movies, because he's got money. We don't.
And I love Clint, too.
Yeah, Clint's my man. I watched him all my life.
Mr. Eastwood, it's easy to be critical of those in power, and it's not easy to understand the scope of their job.
Busting down east or west to the world. Busting down east or west to the world.
The use of furniture rallied people on both sides of the aisle.
Thank you for trying to help the United States get back up on their feet, Clint Eastwood.
Stick to movie making.
A conversation piece in the election that might just bring out
good, bad, and the ugly. That's what I was just getting ready to say.
In Asheville,
It lets people vent about how they feel about politics.
John Lee, News 13.